Shalom Israel. This is Priest Officer 50 Naquab IS UPK Under Commander General Yohana. Tonight I'm about to be breaking this down, man. Is keep the commandment is love. You gotta keep Yahweh commandment. That's the love of Yahweh, man. A lot of the people out here in this world talking about they love God, but they don't keep the law, statute, commandment. No, you do not love Him because you do not know Him. And number one, you don't know who you are. When you lost in this world, you follow anything. You don't know. Rather come into your God, Yahweh, man. Black, Hispanic, Native American. You are the Israelite according to the Bible, man. You got to keep the law, statute, commandment. You got to keep the law, statute, commandment. If you don't keep the law, statute, commandment, man, you ain't going to know who you are, man. You're going to be lost in the world. You're going to follow anything and be deceived, man. So I'm about to bring out the book of Exodus. I hope y'all have y'all pen in your pad, man. Take down notes and take key and have this down, man. Write this down. Go into the book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 12. He said, and the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me into the mountain and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandment which I have written, that thy may teach them. Moses did not write the commandment. The Most High wrote the commandment, and He gave it to Moses to teach them to the Israelite, the Black, Hispanic, Native American, to teach to them. See, your pastor been lying to you. The world been lying to you, saying this is Moses' law. No, it's not Moses' law for the Israelite, for us. He was just teaching me laws. Because God chose Moses to free us from Egypt. We got to remember that. He chose Moses. And then He gave the law to Moses to teach the Israelite. It belonged to us. Moses didn't write nothing down. The world been lying. Your pastor been lying to you, man. I'm going to prove all things to you tonight by line up, precept upon precept. I'm going to prove all things to you, something that they do not teach in the Christian church out, man. It's time to leave from there. Leave from there, because they're going to continue telling you lies. Czechoslovakia. Okay, we're about to go into the book Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. He said, ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandment of the Lord your God, Israel. He said, which I command you. This for the Black and Hispanic and Native American. He gave the law to us. And He tell us not to add or to take. And what the Christian church house do? What they do right now, they take from it and they tell you lies. That the law is done away with. Moses' law is done away with. You don't got to keep Moses' law no more. You keep Jesus' law. What? Man, telling you lies. He said, do not add to this. Come on, man. That's another lie. You got to keep the law, statute, commandment, man. If you love Yahweh, if you love God, you got to keep the law, statute, commandment, He said. He said, your God, which I command you. It's a commandment to keep these. It's an order to keep this, the law, statute, commandment. So we're going to go in the book of Psalms. Book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10. He said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do His commandment. His praise endure forever. You keep His law, statute, commandment. You have a understanding. That's wisdom to do and be obedient to the Most High. See, in the Christian church, they would never teach you to keep the law, statute, commandment. See, That's why in the Christian church they got homosexual playing the piano, singing in the choir, man. They got they committed adultery in the church, y'all. The pastor is sleeping with somebody's wife. Somebody's wife sleeping with somebody's husband. Cause they don't teach the law, statute, commandment in the church. They don't teach this in the world. The law, statute, commandment is for the Black, Hispanic, and Native American to learn so they can come back. They scatter all over to the end of this earth. They must learn these things. It's their job to teach. Like, you get what? No, you know what? It's not their job. They doing their job because they are puppets. And they being controlled by the so-called white man, the goddamn devil. That's their master. So they doing their job to deceive you and lie to you and tell you to break the Most High law, not to keep the law. So they doing their job. See, it's our job to teach you to come back into the law, statute, and commandment, to keep this truth, man. Keep this law. If you love Yahweh, you keep this law, statute, commandment, man. In order for you to learn this, you got to come to ISUPK, Uncommanded General, and learn these things. You know, you got to learn how to renew your mind. You know what I mean? You got to learn, man, and leave from that religion because they're going to keep on telling you lies. And one thing about the church, they know, see, it's no different between a black church and a white church. It's the same thing. They teach the same thing. The only difference is our people, you know what I mean? We got flavor into it. We season things up. You know, the so-called white men that got them devil in their church out, they uncook. Like uncooked chicken. They don't have no flavor. So in the black church, they got flavor. The chicken is seasoned and cooked right. They sing and they dance. They do all this. It's like entertainment when you in there. Oh, you love to hear them talk because they be singing and playing. But in the church, y'all, it's nothing but evil in the church, y'all. And they no different. The black church and the white church is no different. They teach the same thing. Teach how to be effeminate. Homosexual, man, committed adultery, fornicate, all that stuff is abomination to the Most High, man. They tell you, oh, God, they both teach, God love everybody, you God love, telling you lies, man, not teaching, and it's a goddamn shame, man, our own people, man, telling us lies, deceiving us, taking our little money, tell you that, tithe, you got to pay your tithes and all that stuff. That's the law. Understand, that's the law. But you got to ask yourself, you need to ask your pastor. So why we keep that law? Why we don't keep the whole law? It's no 10 Commandments. They lie. That's a stupid ass movie that the Edomite came out. The so-called white man that got them devil made and lied to you. It's no 10 Commandments. It's 613 commandments. And you got to keep all of them. And a lot of our people say, well, I can't keep all of them. 613 commandments, that's a lie. But what Yahweh said, Jesus said, I'm going to just break it down because a lot of y'all don't understand that his name, his real name is Yahweh, Amaksha Yahweh. But I'm going to break it down like this. What did they say? They said, I can't do this. I can't keep 613. That's a lie. But according to the Bible, Jesus said, you can do all things through Christ that strengthen you. It said that in the Bible, you can do all things through Christ, through a Mashiach that strengthen you, so you can keep the law, statute, commandment. Then Yahushua said this. Jesus said this. He said, be perfect as the Father in heaven. He is perfect. So you can keep the law. By you keeping the law, statute, commandment, you being perfect, man. Gosh, wait, man. Woo, come on, man. I said, you know what I mean? I told you this going to be good. I hope you have your pen and your pad and taking notes, man. So we about to move on to 1 John. About to go into the New Testament. Kind of like I said, we're going to line up upon line, precept upon precept, that they do not teach these things. So we're about to go into 1 John. We're about to go into the book of 1 John chapter 5. 1 John chapter 5, verse 1. He said, whosoever believe, Shalakia, let me make sure. Okay. About to go into the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. He said, for this is the love of God, Yahweh, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. Whoo. Like read 4. He said, for whosoever is born of God, Yahweh, overcome the world. See, when you keep the law, statute, commandment, you know how to overcome this world. He said, and this is the victory that overcome the world, even our faith. You had to have faith. You walk by faith, but not by sight. You got to have faith and keep this law, statute, commandment, something that they do not teach and tell you these things. That's the love. He said, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. Come on, man. You can't say you love God, you don't keep none of his commandments. I can't stand when people say that, oh, I fear God. You do not fear. Fearing God is keeping his commandments and walking in them and doing them. That's fearing the Most High. So we about to go to, we're going to John. Let me get there. About to go into John chapter 14, verse 21. He said, he that has my commandment and keep them, he it is that love me. And he that love me shall be loved. He said, of my Father, and I will love him. He's in will manifest myself to him. Let me read this again, because I know a lot of y'all don't have no understanding. Let me read it to you, what he's saying. This is Yahushua. He said, he that have my commandments, mean those who keep the commandments, he said, and keep them. He said, he it is that love me. So when you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you love the Most High. That's what Yahushua said. He said, he that have this commandment and keep the commandments, they love him. He said, he it is that love me. And he that love me shall be loved of the Father. If you keep the law, statute, commandment, and that means you love Yahushua. And those who love Yahushua, he said, and he that love me shall be loved of my Father. He said, and I will love him. He said, and will manifest myself to. He will manifest himself to you. But see, the Most High, Yahushua is not manifest. He doesn't manifest himself to you, because you don't keep the law, statute, commandment. He don't manifest himself to your pastor. Your pastor break the law. He tell you to come to church on Sundays. He tell you to not to keep the law, statute, commandments. See, if you don't keep the law, statute, commandment, that means you could be a homosexual, go against the Most High. That means you hate the Most High. That means that you could sleep with a married woman. A married woman could sleep with a married man. Mean that you go around and turn your sister into a whore. You could be a whoremonger. Oh yeah, you could go and kill your brother. You could go steal from your brother. Oh, see, but the Christian church, they tell you, you gotta keep the law. And I just read to you. You got to keep the law. He says, them who keep the law, that who love me. And then he said the Father will love you if you keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's another one right here. Woo, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. We about to stay in John. About to go to we about to go to let me see, Chalak, let me see. No. We about to go in 2 John. My bad, Chalakia. Let me get there. 6. Should I get this one? No. I want to get that one again. Let me go back. Let me go back to this. We're about to go in John chapter 14, verse 15. He said, if ye love me, keep my commandments. He said, keep my commandments. You must keep the commandments. I just proved to you that you got to keep the commandments. The Most High, he wrote the commandments to give to Moses, not Moses' commandment. Moses didn't write nothing. So we got that clear. God dang. Y'all, whoo. Man, so the Most High gave the commandments to Moses so he could teach them to the children of Israel. The Black, Hispanic, Native American, according to the Bible, we are the Israelites, according to the Bible. The Bible is our history book, man. Man, you got to keep the law, statute, commandments. So we about to go to 2 John. About to go into the book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6. He said, in this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. Like I proved to you, line up upon line up, precept upon precept. The book of Esther and Deuteronomy, like he just said, I'm going to read this again. He said, and this is love, that we walk after his commandment. This is the commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. Since the beginning, that, like I said, Yahweh gave the commandment to who? Moses. To teach them to who? The Israelites. Not to the so-called white man. Not to the Japanese, Chinese, the East Indians, the Arabian, the African. None of them is not God's chosen people. We are. We must keep the law, statute, and commandment. Like I said, your pastor, he's a house nigga, man. He's a puppet being controlled, man. He got strings behind him. You know, he envied this world, man. Look at him. Dressed up like a clown. He envied this world. He will fight you over material things. Lying to you, telling you to pay tithes so he can buy that brand new car while you on the bus or while you struggling to pay your light bill, man. Remember that, man. It's time to leave from the world, man. Leave and come into this truth, man. I ask UPK so you can learn. Uncommanded Jeriana so you can be taught like I was taught. Like I said, I grew up in the Christian church. I know everything about the Christian church. I was becoming a pastor. You know what I mean? They taught me lies and I realized that they do not teach from the Bible. They do not keep the law, statute, commandment. They break the law, statute, commandment. They have females in the church house having power over man in the church house, teaching man. And the Bible speak against that. Man, I grew up in the church and I see all of this. I seen homosexual playing on the piano, singing in the choir. I seen that with my 2 eyes in the church house. It's time to leave from that, man. Black, Hispanic, and Native American. It's time to leave from that, man. Christianity, man. And keep these laws, statutes, commandments, man. I ask UPK Uncommanded Jeremiah Hana, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Shalom, Israel.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we can all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. In my blood slim, it won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback to bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new pair of bellows.